Peak. You start each run of Peak with a Lost-style beach plane crash, waking up to see a mountain looming in the distance. The scene is set with luggage strewn across the terrain, providing conveniently climbing-focused resources as you set off on your upwards journey through 4 biomes. The core resource of Peak is your stamina. You have a fixed stamina bar that depletes as you climb and quickly replenishes. The trick to the game is that hunger, carry weight, damage, and other afflictions reduce your maximum stamina by eating into that bar, and then you need to find specific items like food, bandages, or antidotes, for example, to remove the debuffs. So you can see down the bottom left-hand corner of the gameplay, that's your stamina bar, and it's being chunked into by carry weight, hunger, and other ailments. There's obstacles in the game, but there's no enemies. You are coaxed forward by, there's a rising fog, so you can't just like spend half an hour on the map. You do get chased up the mountain, but that pressure is more about just having an impetus to move, because there's still plenty of time, and patience and route planning are given the time and space they need to be the exciting part of the game, because decisions of going left, right, or like looking at something and going, I can totally make that, and either failing or succeeding are the fun of Peak. It's really fun solo, but then co-op does open the door to some really incredible gameplay moments. You can share gear, lend a hand to your fellow climbers, so if they're near the edge, you can lean back over and pull them up and make distances that you couldn't otherwise with your stamina damage to a certain point.
And the reach is quite forgiving as well.
Sorry?
The reach is quite forgiving for that.
It is, yeah. And as long as one of you reaches the peak, the rest are respawned together, so to tackle the next biome. So the run continues. There's a really cool feature as well in this game, which the goal is to get through the 4 biomes, and then you climb through the middle of a volcano. You go, okay, you work out the route, you know the map, that's it. The map resets daily. So that's the thing that keeps this game interesting every time you jump in, is that the biomes reset, and while you grow to understand the individual challenges that a biome presents, like the snow area and the frosty winds that freeze you, you need to hide in crevasses. Those kinds of things are what you take through to the next playthrough, not any gear, just your understanding of the equipment and how it works, and the biomes and how to conquer them. The controls are like not heaps intuitive, but they're very simple and goofy by design, so you pick it up quickly enough. But outside of that, this is a very simple and perfect video game. And like the crazy thing about it is that it didn't exist before February this year. It was built in a game jam in February this year, and 4 months later, it has released, and it sold 100,000 copies within 24 hours of launching. Nice. It is just goofy delight.
The question I had was about the controls. The camera that we're seeing in your gameplay here, is it by purpose pulled back so you can kind of look down and see your feet and hands a bit more in front of you? Like, is that by design?
Yeah,
it looks.
I've increased the FOV. You may not see the stubs. Do you see the stubs of your hands?
I do.
Okay, cool.
And it helps a lot.
Yeah, but yeah, absolutely. The idea is to look down and see your hands and feet, and also to have them crawling up the wall in front of you.
Totally, which like seems, as I said, by design to actually make the climbing aspect feel like you can be in control of it, which looks helpful.
It looks like a VR game that's not VR.
Oh God, no!
Totally,
please.
it's a really basic design. I would never say that it's beautiful, but the areas that are designed are really distinct and nice. And it's really quite barren. When you play by yourself, it feels, in a good way, really intense. Like, it feels like really hardcore gamey.
Free solo.
Yeah, like it really feels like you're making life or death decisions in an interesting way. You're like, what gear am I going to put in the backpack? Am I carrying too much stuff? Like, you take it quite seriously. As soon as you're with a group of people, it becomes way looser, more fun, and...
But also, like, nobody gets left behind. And if they do, you got to make sure that you finish that so you can bring them right back.
Yeah, absolutely. There's like, I mean, that's the code. It's not the truth. You can run off and do your own thing. You can separate and do whatever you want.
But you can't go too far, because I know you said that there's no enemies. There is one, and he only shows up if you play his bugle, you run too far from your team, or randomly, and it's the Scoutmaster.
Ah, okay.
He's this giant, like,
Have you seen him,
long-
or is this just you've seen online?
I've seen online.
Yeah.
He's like this giant, long-limbed, like
Gross.
skull monster.
What?
That if you play as Bugle or you run too far away from your friends, he starts just coming for you, and it's and then he picks you up and he throws you away,
That's so-
and it's terrifying.
so silly.
Sounds like someone working out some past trauma.
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
yeah.
Not care
Yeah.
for scouts.
He didn't
Yeah.
make it in the plane crash. But it's so delightful and like good for like goofy, silly moments with your friends. But then also you all do, while being silly, feel like you have this drive that you want to keep going and get to the end.
I guess that's the interesting thing. Like, I'm still baffled by how many of these. What genre do we call this now? This kind of like cooperative.
Like repo kind of games.
Yeah. There was.
Yeah, I mean those are kind of like semi-extraction games with a bit of like a sense of progression. Whereas this is quite different to. I've not played
totally.
anything quite like this.
My point I was going to make, sorry, about that is that they are all PC. That there is none of these have made their way, I don't think, Lethal Company, all that kind of stuff, Repo. None of them have managed to make their way to console
Just
yet,
like 4-player shenanigan games.
Four-player, cooperative, interesting vibes, some cool little takes on it. This looks great, and again, I love the inclusion of the fact that every situation can be made less serious by customizable faces on these. I've seen some. Again, this is kind of like Repo and Lethal Company. Like the viral moments going crazy online at the moment. People are like, grab me, and there's just a like kissy face being like, no.
Oh yeah, I just uncovered a mouth that has like the tongue hanging out on the side, so I keep going around like.
It's such a small detail
Yeah.
that these devs have put in there. That,
That stuff's really important in a game like this. Like the cosmetics, you get different hats and different outfits. Because again, you're basically setting out to face the same challenge again.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. It's almost closer to a. This is wrong, but like a MOBA in the sense that you go out with a team with the slate is clean at the start of the run again, and you're gonna find different stuff, and you're gonna like tackle the same problem in maybe a different way this time, and that means that you need something that you can affect to make you feel like connected to the character and to the world. And that's as simple as just having little faces that you unlock, little outfits that you unlock. And again, the proximity chat stuff is really effective in this. Like the way that you engage with the other climbers has really been like
yelling
crafted.
into a crevasse for your friend.
Reaching your hand out.
The echo that gets like put on the proxy chat when you're in a crevasse or in a
crevasse,
different part of the map, and it's interesting.
The last two quick questions I had was that when you said they get reset every day, is it procedurally generated?
I don't actually know if it's. I assume it has to be because how many maps could they have gone?
Totally.
And
And then my question following that is like, does it feel like some of it gets just a little bit like, not janky, but like feels a bit made by computer versus
I haven't
curated?
really seen that.
No, it
Okay,
doesn't.
cool.
It, like weirdly enough, like it can be challenging, but no part of it has felt completely unforgiving. Like there
Yeah.
is always a ledge. You just have to find
Well,
it.
there's absolutely routes that are wrong.
Oh
that
yeah,
you
there's
cannot
wrong
scale.
routes. Yeah,
But there's always a route or two, and that again is part of the fun of it, is like working that out from a distance and going, I reckon we should go left here, or I reckon we should go right here, and seeing you basically don't know until you start climbing.
Yeah. And the little ghosts, that's people
That's dead climbers.
and they have to you have to then get to the top and they can then respawn.
You can respawn them. Yeah. This is actually the core of the volcano, though. So it's the end.
Yeah, okay.
Which I haven't completed.
yeah. You got very close though.
We got very close, and that was all
Yeah.
Zach.
Good thing you took your lollipop with
Well,
you.
Well, there's a bunch of different items that work in weird ways. The lollipop gives you
Sticky fingers?
it gives you infinite energy for a short period of time, and then you get very tired.
Yeah.
So you start to
Sugar
fall
crash.
asleep, and
Yeah, a
you're
little sugar
So
crash.
funny.
The pink here filling up is like, I'm very sleepy now.
Sleepy
Yeah.
now.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
you died. But yeah, like there's because you can die and become a ghost,
Yep.
or you can die and become unconscious, and someone can choose to pick you up and carry you on their back.
Oh my God.
And like carry you to safety. You can like heal people if they've gone unconscious. If you've got like a health kit or bandages. Which I didn't know for a while because it doesn't tell you straight up.
It doesn't tell you anything.
Doesn't tell you anything.
Oh, when you crash, there's a scout guide. The aforementioned scary scout
Scoutmaster.
Yeah.
has left their Scoutmaster Bible, the
Yeah,
survival
okay.
guide. So you can look through that, and that's just like tells you how to jump and how to climb.
Controls.
Yeah, it's very basic. but there's some allusions to things in there, and you find sheets that have been torn out of that book in different parts. It's like, I don't think there's any deep lore to this, but there's points of interest scattered throughout.
It's amazing what you can do with just a little bit of lore in a game. I mean, I don't think Five Nights at Freddy's started with deep lore.
Yeah.
And then,
Put a little hint out there as the dev, and then just see what the audience does.
Yeah.
With it and
Exactly.
be like, yeah, we meant that.
It also just feels like a lot of this game is the devs going, this would be funny if we did this.
Well, game jam energy.
Which I like.
sometimes
Which
comes
was
up with
very
that,
much game jam energy. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.